Hello students, so I am introducing you with vector spaces. As the name suggests, a space of vectors is called vector space. Now we have to understand what is meant by this space and what is meant by this vector. So before introducing this, I will introduce two compositions. First is called internal composition and other is called external composition. So as the name suggests, internal, it means a composition that would be taking inside any composition on set to the set only. Let us take an example. For example, if I define A as set of n cross n matrices over real numbers, then if I define F as P Q, that is F is taking two matrices to sum of their matrix, then now here, look here, this elements belong to A, this element belong to A, and their sum, this will again be a matrix, so this is also belonging to A. So this composition is a internal composition, a composition that takes matrices into a matrix, A into A to A only. That is called internal composition. External composition. So again, as the name suggests, it is involving some external thing. So let us define it as, let F is another set, A is one set. If this composition takes to A only, then this composition is called external composition. Again, let us take A as set of n cross n matrices, and let us say alpha as some real number, and I am calling this real number set as F. So I am taking an element from A, from this set of matrices. Let me call this element as M belonging to A and alpha belonging to R, and I am defining this composition as, which takes alpha A's element is M comma alpha 2 alpha times M. Now look, M is an element of A, alpha is an element of F. Keep observing this also, okay? So what we are obtaining? We are again obtaining element of A. So such type of composition is called external composition. We will be using these two words very frequently throughout the chapter, internal composition and external composition. Alright. Now I will come to definition of vector space. So for defining a vector space, we will need a non-empty set V. This is a non-empty set V, and I'll need another set F, which is called field. Alright. So we call V as a vector space over this field F if it satisfies few properties. So I am going to list few properties of vector spaces. First property is closure property. What does this mean? Closure. Closed. Closed means if you take two elements from a set V, let me take X and Y belonging to V, then whatever operation you have defined on this, okay, so for simplicity I will be denoting by operations by this plus addition, normal addition, and this this dot as usual multiplication. Okay, so if it is closed under addition, that is for x y belonging to V, x plus y should also belong to V. This is called closure property. Next property is associative property. Now what does this mean? This means if we have three elements from V, then either we first add x and y, then add z, or we add y and z first and then add x. That would mean the same thing. This is called associative. Then third property is identity. Now what does this mean? Alright. So normally identity means something which we add to an element and that element remains same. So under addition the identity element is 0. Okay, so there exists an element 0 belonging to V such that if we add x to 0 or 0 to x, we should obtain x for all x belonging to V. So 0 is called additive identity of set V. Alright, next property is inverse. Now as the name suggests, we will be talking about inverse. So for every x belonging to V, there always exists a minus x belonging to V such that x plus of minus x, this comes out to be identity. Or if I write like this, then also we should obtain identity. Then this minus x is called additive inverse of this x. So if V satisfies these 1, 2, 3 and 4 properties, then it is called a group. V is called a group under addition. Under addition. Alright. And next property is commutative property. So now what does this mean? Commute, as the name suggests. So we will be talking about commutation of two elements. Let me say for some x and y belonging to V, if x plus y comes out to be equal to y plus x, then we say this V is commuting under addition. And if a group satisfies all these properties 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then that group is called a abelian group. Right? And along with these 5 properties, if you have observed, I talked about all these properties only under addition. Now the role of multiplication will come in next properties. So next property is, let me take an element from this set V, and if for all alpha belonging to F, now observe this alpha, from where it is now coming? It is coming from this field now. If alpha x always belongs to V, then if you can observe this property, then it something looks like this that we have talked earlier, external composition. An element from V, an element from set A, an element from F, their product, it becomes element of V. This is called external composition under multiplication. Now if I have not written anything, it means alpha dot x. Alright, so next property is, if for all alpha beta belonging to F and x belonging to V, we have alpha plus beta x equal to alpha x plus beta x. Alright, and this is simple property. If you can observe, alpha get multiplies with x and alpha get multiplied with this beta also get multiplied with x. And next property is I think it was 8th property, है ना? For all alpha belonging to F, xy belonging to V, we have alpha into x plus y. So this is called decomposition property. Alpha, this is an element from field, and sum of two elements from vector space V, if it comes out to be, no sorry, I should not call it vector space, it has yet to be shown, from a set V, if it comes out equal to alpha x plus alpha y, then these property number 7 and property 8, and these two properties are called I think next property is, for all alpha beta belonging to F and x belonging to V, we have alpha beta into x is equal to alpha into, this is also something look like I should not say commutative, something like that. Two elements from field, one element from vector space, and product of, either I should do product of elements of field first, then multiply with x, or I should multiply one element of field and of set V and then multiply with alpha. That would mean same thing. And 10th property is, for all x belonging to V, there should exist one belonging to F such that 1 into x is equal to x. This is some good property. This one, now this one is from field and it is called multiplicative identity. Okay. And that 0 that we talked about earlier, that was called additive identity. So if a set V and a field F, they satisfies combinedly all the properties from 1 to 10, then V is called vector space over the field F. Alright. So let me give you an example. So let us try to prove that. Okay. So let me take V as set of all real valued continuous functions defined on an interval AB, and let us define this addition as normal addition on two functions, and this multiplication as this element, now F and G, they are from V, and alpha is from F and F is from V. Alright, and if it is equal to this thing is given to us. Okay, we are given a set V which is a set of all real valued continuous functions. किस तरह के functions हैं? Real valued continuous function on interval AB. तो F कैसा होएगा? AB to R जाएगा. R कैसे पता चला? From here, real valued continuous function, and this is a continuous function. This is given to us. We shall prove that it is a vector space over the set of real numbers. Okay, so first property we need closure, है ना? We have just seen. What do we mean by closure? If we take two elements from B and we try to add them, then the answer should also be in V. Now F and G are two functions. If we add them, a new function will become, and we know adding two continuous functions will also give a continuous function. So this will obviously belong to V. Next property is associativity. Now what does associativity? Please mind the spelling somewhere. Okay. Let us take three elements from V. So there should be no problem if we add F and G first and then add H, or we add this, we want to prove, है ना? Or we add, let us say, G and H first and then to F. That should mean same thing. Let us start from this side. So if I write it as from where I am knowing that I should add like this, it is given to us from here, है ना? From here I am using this. So don't think I am using it on my own. We are given it in the question. So it will be equal to, now again use this, what is given to us, f plus g of x will be fx plus gx and plus hx. Now if I combine these two, again using this, if we can write fx plus gx, we can write it as f plus g of x. This is given to us. So I am writing this gx plus hx as g plus h of x. So this is f, and again using this I can write it as this. So this is all we needed to prove. So associativity is done. Third property was identity, है ना, additive identity. So let us define a function, say 0, o of x, which should take all the x to 0. This will be our 0 function. Now if we add any function to this o, what would happen to this? This will be fx plus ox. Ox is taking to 0, so this is fx plus 0, or it is fx only. So that was the purpose of identity, additive identity. It should not harm the element. If we add it to element should remain same. So 0, this ox is a identity elements. What is the next element? Inverse. So for all f belonging to v, we can always have some minus f belonging to v, such that f plus this should become fx minus f of minus x is equal to 0, or conversely, or we can write like this. So minus f is the additive identity. Alright, so let us see the next property. What is the next property? Next property is commutativity. What is commutativity? If we add f plus g, or we add g plus f, they should be same. So what is f plus g of x by definition? It is fx plus gx. We can write it as gx plus fx also, one and the same thing. So this is so commutativity is also okay. What is the next property? Next property was external composition, है ना? If we have some alpha from R, why I am taking R? We had to prove, what was our question? Our question was, we had to prove V as vector space over R, set of reals. So I am taking it from R and some f belonging to V. What is given to us in the external composition? Just observe, we are given alpha f of x, it becomes alpha fx, है ना? So so this will become alpha fx, or this alpha fx, of course it belongs to since this now f is a continuous function, if we multiply it by some scalar, it will again be a continuous function, so it is belonging to v. Alright, what is the next property? It was, if alpha belongs to R and fg belongs to V, then okay, why I am now it is okay na? Why I am writing R again and again? Now our field is set of real numbers, so I am writing it again and again. Alpha f plus g of x, है ना? It will be fx plus, sorry, it is, and by using this property, or you can say the definition, I can write like this also, one and the same thing, and I can write it as alpha fx plus alpha. Why I can write like this? Because if you remember what was given to us in the statement, this was given to us, है ना? So I am using it here, and it becomes, what we have proved? We have proved that alpha f plus g is equal to alpha f plus alpha g. This was our seventh property. What is the next property? For alpha beta from field and f from v, we should have alpha plus beta of f is equal to alpha f plus beta f of x. This is what we need to prove. I think it is simple. If you can try, just start from this side. I think you can prove, है ना? Just start, and if it is not okay, then let me know. But is next property, it was for alpha beta belonging to R and f from V. We are to prove that alpha beta f is equal to alpha beta fx. So I am to prove like this. Either I should multiply alpha beta first and then with f, or I should multiply beta with f and then with alpha. This we are to prove. Start from this side, alpha beta f of x. So that would be, can I write like this? Because alpha and beta are the numbers, only real numbers. I can always write like this, or it becomes, sorry, I forgot to put on the camera. So this we have to prove. Start from this side, alpha beta f of x. So this is, can I write like this? Alpha beta of fx, because alpha and beta are the real numbers. We can always do so, and that was what we needed to prove. This was required. And 10th property, for 1 belonging to field and f belonging to V, we have to prove this. I think it is obvious. 1 into f of x, it is 1 into f of x, and it becomes fx. Since properties 1 to 10 are okay, so V is a vector space over R. What was V? It was set of all real valued continuous functions. I think now everything would be okay about definition of vector space, and I want you to try on your end. If you still have doubts, you can let me know anytime. Thank you.